guess real quick in this moment.
All right.
Okay, cool. So I'm posting it, and then Gigi's here. Cool. Are you ready? OMG.
Hey guys, who's up? How are you? This is Yai.
Hey, Yai.
Hey,
Yai, the queen.
the So how many of us are on here now?
Right now there's
Nice. I'm glad I could make it.
So right now we're gonna do the introductions. So why don't you start?
You want me to start?
My dog's
Yeah.
Woo! Hey, I'm Jaji the Queen, Queen of the Rough Riders, as you already know. I don't know. I don't even know what we're talking about today, but
So we're just right now introduce yourself by like what you ride, like why you ride. And
okay. Well, I ride. I mean, I had a total of 11 bikes because I have like every flavor. Because every day, since it's a different day, I feel like I have a different mood. So, I got the quad, I got the 1100, the Supermoto, I got the 600, I have a Harley. So for me, it's like I'm a little versatile because I like, for every bike that I ride is like a different feeling. And it's like, I'm so passionate to ride that every day is like, okay, what am I gonna ride today? So it's like as soon as I brush my teeth, I'm like, what toy am I gonna take out today? But it's just like I've always been passionate about the bike and about bikes ever since I was little. It all started, I looked out my window one day and I seen this beautiful girl riding a bike, and I'm like, that's me one day. So like throughout the years, I've been collecting the bikes, and my first really big bike was the 1100 Queen of Hearts. It's a 1100 GXSR Suzuki. It was a 92, and it was used for the first Rough Rider anthem. So it's in the first Rough Rider anthem with DMX, and that's when it all started, like developing. Everybody's like, oh wow, the queen, the queen, the queen, and that's how it all started with the Rough Riders. I was the first lady stunner for the Rough Riders, and I'm still with them 20 years, 20 years later. Yeah.
nice. Okay, well that's pretty cool. Gigi, now you go.
Hey, I'm Gigi. I ride a Kawasaki Ninja 650, and I just started riding in February. And my motivation for riding was pretty similar. I would see motorcyclists on the road, and I'd be like, "Oh my God, that's so great!" And I was so scared. And one day I was like, "I'm just gonna get a bike," and I got it. And it's kind of like the bug that bit you, and I'm hooked. I will forever ride it if I can. So.
That's so dope.
that bike life though.
What about you? Tell us who you are.
Who? Me?
You? Yeah.
I'm Ryder. I go by Ryder. I've been riding for a couple of years now. I have a R6 Yamaha. I love it. I love riding. Grew up around bikes, quads, dirt bikes. Got a street bike. I love fucking riding.
Nice. And okay, I'll go. I'm Megan. Right now I have a Gixxer 750, and it's my sixth bike. So, or my seventh bike. And on my bike, it's been my favorite. So everybody who talks bad about Gixxers, like, has obviously never rode a Gixxer. Yeah. Kayla?
Oh. I've been riding since December last year, and I ride a Gixxer as well. It's a 600 Gixxer,
Jigster gang, yeah. And I love it. I love riding. Sometimes it's a challenge for me because I have an issue with like carpal tunnel and like a pinched nerve. So sometimes it's a pain, but you know, if you love riding, you're gonna do it no matter what. So my first challenge was the girls' ride we had in January to the Keys. And I remember meeting May, and I was like, well, I'm only here to say hi. And then I saw like six, I think it was like 9, 10 girls or 16, something like that. And I was like, I was so pumped. I was like, you know what? I'm going to fucking try it. If halfway I get tired, I'll turn around. But we ended up going all the way. And then on the way back, we got soaked, like less than a month riding, and we got soaked. It was so bad. I remember Gigi, Natalie, and a couple of girls, May, and her man and everybody. So, but you know, it's been good, and you know, it keeps me going. I like to ride, and more than that, I like, you know, us girls sticking together and, you know, just riding together. We're badasses.
Whoa. Who else?
Sammy.
Hey, Sammy.
Oh,
You can hear you. You're mute, boo-boo. Gigi, is this pineapple for me? I love pineapple. It's my favorite.
We're trying to see Sammy, Kayla.
Kayla, how about you? Are you gonna? I can't hear you, homie.
Sorry, my bad. I had you on mute. Hello, my name is Kayla.
Okay.
I ride a 04 Suzuki Gixxer. I mean, I love riding. I've loved riding for a very, very long time. My brother has a bike. My man has a bike. So it's just something that we can all just share and ride and have fun, you know? You get a different feeling when you're on the bike. So it's pretty cool. Pretty awesome. Yay.
Robin. All right, so Sammy, are you unmuted yet? You are not unmuted yet.
Thanks.
Okay, so
Yeah.
thanks for coming.
are you unmuted? No? No, you're not unmuted. You're gonna need to figure that out, homie.
Oh, Sammy's not muted.
Okay, so when you figure that out, we'll come back to, well, Sammy has a Kawasaki, right?
She has
just riding with us.
Oh, she has a 300. That's nice.
That's nice. It's a nice black one. It's a nice black 300.
Well, I started with a 250 Kawasaki Ninja, and I rode it through the rain, through the snow. I rode it the whole year. And I thought my bike was like an 1100 or 13, like back in the days. But I used to ride my 250. I used to ride it like I stole it.
I heard that those bikes are the best to learn on, you know? Like, for sure. I rode on my first bike was a 500, and like, it was pretty ugly, but it was, I didn't even care. I felt like such a badass.
Yeah, there's another girl, Natalie. She started also on a 300, and I met her and Ada on the ride down. And I have a 650, but I was like struggling to keep up with Natalie because she like just rode out.
Yeah, she definitely kept up. She ride the shit out of that damn bike.
And she
Okay, I think I figured it out. Did I figure it out?
Yes, you did. So
Awesome. Okay. All right. My name is Sammy. I drive a Ninja 300. That's not my first bike though. I had a 96 Ninja before that, and it was a 250. It was really old and really embarrassing to ride, but I dropped it like 100 times, so I'm really glad I got an old bike to learn everything on. And before that, I just had a scooter, honestly. I never thought about getting a bike. I just had a little like Chinese scooter, and I loved riding it. It was a lot of fun. We'd go bar hopping with it and do all kinds of crazy shit. But I wanted something a little bit faster, something that looked a little bit less lame. So I went and took the course at Miami-Dade Community College, and I took it at Kendall campus, and they had great instructors. I'd never rode before, and they taught me everything. And I was gonna get a cruiser. I was totally gonna get a cruiser, and then I saw these guys show up on the last day of the class in a bunch of sport bikes, and they just looked so awesome. And I had to get the sport bike, so I'm really glad I went there, and I got the sport bikes, and I went that track because it's been a lot of fun.
Nice. Well, cool. Now, I have a question. I want to start with the questions, and whoever has a question can go next. But wait, where did Yayi go? She ran away.
They're actually calling me like, where is she?
Yayi's getting bombarded with questions today.
She's like, no, she wasn't ready.
Okay, so my question is, okay, if you guys, from everything, from all like the videos and stuff that you've seen from online, if you could ride anywhere, where would you ride?
Oh my God, Hawaii.
Well, actually, I rode in Hawaii.
No,
I rode in
Really?
Hawaii. I rode in Hawaii, and when I got there, it was actually my birthday. When I got there, it was a whole bunch of Rough Riders waiting, and I'm like, it's a 12-hour, plane ride. And I'm like so tired. Like I've never said no to none of my fans, like taking pictures and stuff like that. But this 12-hour ride, I was looking like, who did it and ran? So I was like, I seen all these people, and they were like, I'm like, when they started saying Queen, I'm like, oh my God, that's for me. Anyway, the Rough Riders from Hawaii actually wanted to treat me to everything for my birthday. So I was like, okay. So they actually got me, this big old motorcycle, and like I rode it through the mountains. But like when it's not your bike, you're like a little, you have to get used to it. And so everybody wanted me to ride their bikes, and I'm like I need to just get one bike and get used to that bike so I can get nice with it. And we went to the mountains, and it was kind of scary because when we would go all the way up on these mountains, like the air was, I was like, oh my God. But like you just felt so free riding, like no potholes, no traffic. It was just like so beautiful and peaceful. It was like a dream come true. And they actually said, Queen, we want to treat you to everything. I said, okay. So I went snorkeling, parasailing, skydiving, sea trekking, jet skiing. I did like everything. And when I was leaving, I was only supposed to be there for 6 days. When I was leaving the other side of the island, they were like, we're gonna put her on a plane and bring her to the other side. I was like, I'll catch you some other time. But then I ended up staying 6 more days. So I stood like 2 weeks, and it was fun because it's so different. Like over there, they're so courteous. Like they respect the space of a bike. Like they'll let you, they'll yield for you, and you don't got to worry about speeding. Is like everybody's just relaxed and laid back. And when they see a bike, they respect that.
Yeah, motorcycle awareness.
Yeah. So Hawaii is definitely like a dream, like to ride. Like the roads are so smooth. It's unbelievable.
Wow. Okay.
Very cool. Okay, who's next? Anywhere you could ride in the whole world, where would you go?
I guess I'll take this one. I would want to go to Colorado and ride because I've heard it's like so pretty during the mountains and like spring, and it's so green and the air is so crisp and it's like cool. Not like hot, but that's where I want to go.
They have the Tail of the Dragon in Tennessee. I went and visited it. It's supposed to be like U.S.'s one of their most dangerous scenic highways. And it's like 318 curves and 11 miles descending down the side of a mountain. And we went in like the Prius. We didn't go on the bikes, unfortunately, but there was bikes everywhere. I've never seen so many bikers in my life. And they even have like a motorcycle resort in Deals Gap at the end of the Tail of the Dragon. And it's just like such a huge biker community. And I was just really excited to be there. If I could, I would totally go back, like with my bike. That's going to be something that I'm planning on doing.
All right, Maria. Hey, Maria's in the stream now. Introduce yourself. Tell us what bike you ride, why you ride, and if you could ride anywhere in the whole world, where would you ride?
Okay, so I'm Maria. Hi, Too Short, aka Yes. I ride a Ninja 300. I started riding about 2 years ago. Um, reason I started riding, always see bikes when I was up, like super cool. And my dad used to ride back in his country and stuff. So yeah. Where would I ride? I'm not too sure. I think I want to ride everywhere.
that's that's the
What
goal.
color is your bike? What color?
Green.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually going to Tail the Dragon on the end of August. So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So, does anybody else want to answer, or should we move on to the next question?
Well, I have something to say about the Tail of the Dragon. I told one of my friends named Psycho Tim that I was gonna ride the Tail of the Dragon in my bikini and high heels.
Oh God, no! Don't do that.
He's like, Queen, you cannot do that. You can. But I'm just teasing him. But he's like so serious about riding, like he's very passionate. You cannot do that in a bikini. You crazy. So I called him on Friday. He was actually there, and he did the run with a couple of the guys. And he likes to drive like really, really fast. He's always very like equipped with the jackets and the boots and everything. And I called him. He never answered me. So he actually went with the guys. Then he wanted to go by himself because he's like, don't want to babysit. So he went by himself at night and he never made it out. They found him yesterday morning on top of a tree. Like when he fell off the mountain, I guess he landed on top of a tree and he passed away. So it's kind of a little sad for me to hear about that place because he was so passionate and like I was always teasing him about it and like I was like, well, one day I'll go. And he's like, I'm gonna take you. And he actually lost his life there this weekend. So it's kind of like I think I'm gonna skip on that.
Well, it's a challenge. It's like a really it's a great difficulty level. You would have to like really practice, maybe even take an advanced rider's course, take your time with it. But it's definitely a great road. It's just scary because there's no side rails or anything. If you fall off the edge or you lose control, you just fall. It's 100-foot drop straight down into the forest. So it's there are some people that have passed away. They fell off in a car like right before we went. So
Wow.
it's not it's not safe, but it's
definitely
fun if you do it the right way.
Well, he did it 3 times, and like,
I know. Sometimes you get really unlucky, and it's a bad moment, and it's unfortunate what happened to him.
So, any other questions? Well, I mean, I can go for days, guys. But I know he has questions. I know Kayla has questions.
I have a question.
Here we go.
Okay, so yeah. You've been riding for how long?
25 years.
I know it's like a moment from the 25 years, but what has been like the highlight of your, like, I would say, riding experience? What has been your highest moment? And at the same time, what has been your lowest moment riding?
Well, let's go with my lowest because I don't really like doing funerals and stuff, and I don't like the set. I always like to have fun and have everybody happy around me. But like this year, I haven't really been riding because I do also have carpal tunnel as well, and like I stay with the high heels, so it's been like messing up my foot. And it's like, I refuse to get on a bike if I don't have my high heels on. Like, I've been riding for 25 years with high heels on. Like you would never catch me with sneakers or flats. But lately, I've been like, let me throw on my sneakers. I'm just gonna go around the block, But like the carpal tunnel has really, really taken a big effect, and I haven't really been out this year. And then, like I'm just, sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna like take a little Tylenol and just put an H on my chest and handle it. And when I get home, I really feel it, after the Tylenol wears out or whatever. But the highlight of my bike life would be when I go out with my girls. Like I have a total of like 32 girls in New York. They come from Boston, Jersey, Philly. They come from all over. Like I usually do like a run once a month. And then when we get together, we decide on what color are we gonna wear for the next ride. So we vote on that. And then the next month, then sometimes I get like sponsors and they'll send the t-shirts for all the girls. But I be trying to get fancy. Like we need rhinestones with our names with the rhinestones on the, on the side. So I always be trying to get extra stuff, but I haven't been able to do that this year, but I'm pretty sure like God willing next year, I'm going to get back on track. Yeah, but the highlight is when we all come out. All these girls are so beautiful. They all have all their colorful bikes. Everybody's, wearing their little colors and their little vests, and like we all just ride, and like they're so passionate about riding that when I'm with them, I see them just flying by me, and it's like I see myself in each and every one of the girls, and I love that. I love to empower them. I love to like give them that little spark, like you could do it, and it's just like whatever they do. Like I was telling Gigi, I was like, shit, whatever I need, like if I'm around and I can help out or whatever you want, like I'll be there, like I was actually here in Hollywood, and I was like, whoa, if I don't do it today, I won't be able to do it till like next month because I'm actually traveling now.
Nice. Well, I'm having the next girls' ride to be on December 2nd. That's a Saturday.
Okay.
That's post due date?
That's a lot. That's a lot of time. So whenever girls say, "Oh my God, okay, I need 2 weeks before you tell me about a ride," I'm giving you like 3 months. December 2nd.
Well, let me write that down because I be all over the place, girl.
December 2nd is going down. But yeah, that's my favorite thing too. I love like riding with girls. It's like
okay, so that's December 2nd.
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm doing, I'm actually leading the Fallen Soldier ride in Tennessee in February, and then I'm doing Texas in October. So it's like I'm glad that you told me that because I'll just put it in so I don't book myself for the 2nd.
Awesome.
Yay!
Well, I gotta check my calendar though. When I get to my room, I get back.
I got a question for anybody who ever wants to ask. What is your dream bike?
Get to 1,000, bro.
Like if you could have any bike at all, what would it be?
I would have the new Daytona Triumph 675 for sure. That's popping.
We love that
I can
bike.
say a lot of bad words now, but I don't know if YouTube will. But that is my favorite bike. I had the 0405 model, and dude, that thing was popping. Yeah, that was my favorite bike. I wish I could get it again.
Dope. That's awesome.
I would ride the ZX10.
Wow. I want the Ninja, the Ninja H2.
I want the Aprilia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, since I Aprilia.
Yeah.
That's a monster.
I love it. It's beautiful and it's sexy. So.
Yes, it is. I love the Perla.
I need a I need a pink bike, that's for sure. I like.
Yes, pink all day.
I'd like to continue with a question I think that may ask. My favorite, the highest moment for me is riding with the girls. And I think we had an opportunity to ride like with Sunshine State, and that was like motorcycles, stunt bikes, dirt bikes, four-wheelers, quads, everything. When I was riding, with them on, I felt so, it was like you look around and all you see is bikes. It just felt so awesome. The feeling was indescribable. And that's what I love about riding. And then the lowest moment, so the lowest moment for me was we had a charity ride and we were donating clothes to the needy, and it was pouring that day. And Ada and I are kind of famous for riding in the rain. Because, we about that life. We about that life. Rain or shine, we just ride.
It happens. It happens.
So it was pouring, and we made a stop at Quarterdeck in Fort Lauderdale. The water was like 1.5 feet high. And I'm like riding, and I missed a curb, and I hit the curb, and the bike fell.
In the water?
In the water, submerged. And I'm like, holy crap. So I tried picking it up. I couldn't do it. And then I look over, and some old lady is just like filming me on her phone. And I was like, what are you doing filming? Like, you should be helping me. She's like, no, I'm going across the street. Bye. And that was horrible for me. And I managed to get the bike off and put it back on dry land. And at that moment, I was like, maybe I shouldn't be riding. I don't deserve this bike. I'm damaging it already. But then I was like, you know what? It's going to happen. And then from that moment, I was like, I'm just going to keep doing it.
It happens.
Ken, that's definitely that discourage you from like dropping a bike, not to like, give up on what you like doing, because if you give up on what you like doing, then it was never meant for you,
Yeah, I was like, am I ever going to stop dropping this bike? Am I ever going to like not drop it? But I seem to be over it now, knock on wood.
How you learn? You drop it back up and get back on it.
Yeah, every ride is just practice. That's all. You're just practicing to be a better rider.
I agree.
Yeah.
Gigi, I said
Well, I have, like, all my dream bikes, I made it happen. Like my Harley, my 1300, like every bike that I've wanted. Like sometimes I didn't have the money, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm just gonna save up, and like the Lord always like blesses me, like, and makes it happen. So like every bike I've ever wanted, I've gotten. So whenever you girls want to do something, always know that have that faith and you can do it, and you will do it. It will happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that this jigsaw is like, my husband would be like, yeah, you aren't, like, what? I can't sell that bike. Are you kidding me? Like, that was the bike you wanted, girl. I would like, that's it. That's going to be my bike for life. So, does anybody else want to answer either question, or should we ask you? Where's Rida?
She's there, but
She's there.
Okay, so who wants to ask the next question?
Maria.
Maria, ask a question.
Maria.
So I have a good question. How about, say, if like, you have kids and, you and your partner, your significant other, ride bikes and, you want to go riding, what happens with the baby, I mean, I always have that problem sometimes of having people like watch my daughter. It made it difficult for us to ride, like if my brother can't do it, or my sister-in-law can't do it, or my mom can't do it, sometimes you don't even want to bother other people, but do other people have like, do you guys, I mean, I don't know if you guys have nieces, nephews, or kids or whatnot, have that problem in that aspect? When you have kids, it's, it's just kind of hard, and you're in a relationship with somebody that does like to ride too, it makes it harder.
Well, I'm in a relationship with all my bikes.
Well, see, that's a little different.
Very true.
You know, and it's like I'm very fortunate that I have like a big family, and but I don't leave my son with anybody. If it's not my sister or my mom or my dad, he doesn't stay with my brothers. He doesn't stay with friends. He doesn't stay with neighbors. Like, so sometimes when he's like, "Oh, mom, like you're going riding again," I'm like, and you know, and I'm walking out the door, and he's like, "But mom," and sucking his teeth, and I'm like, maybe this is a sign not to go, you know, and it's just like, okay, let's just hang out. But I always do like a weekend for me and a weekend for him. So he knows like we'll split the weekends. Like when it's his time, it's his time. When it's my time, it's my time. So
How old is he?
he knows already, you know. Oh, he's actually he's 12, but he's a size 11. He's already 5'3". Like, and I actually breastfed him, so I guess like he grew extra, you know. I breastfed him for like 18 months. And, like,
What?
he was like a big kid, but I'm like, oh my god. I said, I wonder if I didn't breastfeed if he would have been shorter. Yeah, but he got his own bikes. I bought him like a little chopper.
Oh, nice.
With the apes, and every time he'll get the gas, he'll be like, and I'm like, oh my god, like he's gonna kill himself. So every time like he would go on it, like I would just be like, this is my only son. Like something happens to him, I think I would die. But I got rid of it, and I got him a go-kart, and he also has 2 quads, and he has a little Yamaha. He has the YZ80. And the YZ80, the gas got stuck on it, and he ran into like a gate. I mean, he didn't get hurt, but after that, I was like, slow down. I was like, every time I punish him, like that's another week without riding, and like until it came like 2 years, until it came out like 2 years without riding. So the bike has been there. Like every time I ride, he'll get on the back, or he'll ride my quad. But just to see him, like, oh my god, like he's actually taking after me, and like. He has no fear. It's so scary because he doesn't know how hurt he can actually get, you know. But I guess that's, you know, it runs in the blood.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, my mom already is like, well, like I don't know why you're already talking about riding the motorcycle. I was like, wait, but I thought you and I were on this same page here, where you were gonna come and be the grandma, you know, he needs grandma time. She was like, my mom is like dreading for us to start riding again.
Oh, wow.
It's probably not because of the babysitting. It's probably because of how people drive out there.
Of course, it's not because of the babysitting. It's because, you know, like, yeah, it's because it's like, no, you were home for like a few weeks. And so Jocelyn is in here now, and so tell us who you are, what bike you ride, and why you ride.
Well, my name is Jocelyn. I ride a Yamaha 2004 R1.
Nice. That was my second bike. That's
Yeah, my first one was an R6.
nice.
And what else? Why do you ride?
Everyone froze. Everyone froze.
Good.
I have a question for, I guess, everyone or whoever wants to answer. So, I know for a fact that I'm gonna keep riding my motorcycle as long as I have it. But what about if you're in a relationship with somebody who doesn't ride? Would you choose to be in a relationship with them, or would you just?
Girl, you gotta teach them. You gotta teach them how to ride. Like, get your own shit and come on out.
You gotta lay the rules down first before you jump in that relationship. Look, I'm gonna be riding, so you need to jump on the bandwagon and learn, because you're gonna be left behind at the house.
Well, yeah, that's
You can ride, bitch.
True. Be your guide.
that's so mean. That's the problem I'm having now.
Oh, that's why your girlfriend doesn't ride.
No,
Well,
she doesn't. She wants to learn. We're gonna, we're saving up for her to take the class and learn, and then it's a whole nother process. We got to save up to get her the bike too. But for now, we just, I ride with whatever friends I make that have bikes. I don't even have friends that ride bikes, so I'm like kind of like a lone rider here.
you have us.
I have you guys. The birthday ride that we went on was like the highlight of my riding experience. I've been riding for 4 years, and that was like the best experience I ever had. I was like smiling under my helmet from like ear to ear. I honestly, it was awesome. I can't wait for her to learn so that we can ride together. And like then from then on, I think that I'm never gonna get off my bike after that.
I feel like that's the best experience you could have because it's a mutual feeling. It's not it's like if both of you just ride together alone, it's just like you're together in one
Yeah, it's the
bike.
best.
You feel
It's the
like
best
together
feeling in
one
the
bike.
world. It's the best feeling in the world, and you get to experience it with each other. So.
And then you high five on the highway or whatever, and then you just bump each other.
No.
I love it. It's great. My boyfriend and I ride together, but the only thing that I don't like about him is he likes riding over 100 all the time.
Oh.
That's good.
That's great.
It's great on an open road,
No, I mean
Yeah.
over 100. I mean over like 130 to 160.
Oh, that's
That's
fast.
fun.
Oh, that's fast.
A CBR 1000. So it's like, he's working over there in the kitchen right now because he knows I'm talking about him, but he leaves me behind. So it's like every time he's like, babe, I'm gonna go riding. I'm like, okay. Well, he goes with his boys, and they do like over 160 and like 170, and then I'm like, okay, wait for me.
My bike taps out at like 115, so I
was
wouldn't
about
be
to
able to
say,
ride with them.
what's the fastest that you guys gone on your bike?
I got to 99. And I was like too scared to like throttle it just a little bit more.
Really?
Wow.
That's
I was,
awesome.
I don't know, I was scared.
Well, the other
No,
day,
so the top off of mine was 165.
Oh,
165. That's actually good. Like, I was surprised because the other day I hit 167. That's the fastest I've been on my bike. So I was like, damn, this little thing kind of runs. I was like, okay.
I topped out at 135, and Steven was with me, and he's on his 300, and I'm like, okay, I'll slow down.
Well, when I was in New York we went on a trip to Lake George. That was a fun trip, and apparently they were going 180. I don't want to believe I hit 180. I don't think so. But last time I looked, it was 165. So that's why I go from there, 165, until I actually look and see that I did hit 180. Then I'll say I hit 180. I want to. It should be fun. And you feel like your head is gonna like fall off as soon as you pop a little bit. As soon as you speak a little bit, you feel like your whole body like pulls you back.
Tuck and ride. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, tuck and ride. You feel like a little turtle, like.
That's funny.
Well, I actually did 180. There was a GoPro facing my face and one facing down. And like, I'm just like, I never like really wear like full face. Ever since I ride, I've been wearing Germans. So my face is like this, like, and then I just got wings in my mouth, and it's just like, and like you can see all my teeth, my eyes were like they feel like parachutes, and I'm like, oh my God. So when we looked at the footage, I was like, It was like I was looking crazy. I'm like, no. And my mom was like, if you fall at that type of speed, you think that you're gonna live with a make-believe helmet? And I'm like, true. I'm like, oh my God. But they didn't release the footage because I was just looking all crazy. I'm like, oh my God, they need to stop.
Yeah, those speeds are kind of powerful. And like,
180 does not make anybody look glamorous.
No. My face was like this, like. And actually, my girls from New York, they like, you know, they do $140, $150, $160. Like when we ride, they ride. Like they love to ride. Like we can ride for hours. But when I see them just blowing right by me, I'm like, oh my God, that's so me, you know, to all of them. So I usually like hang out in the back with the, you know, with the new riders. But after a while, I'm like, let somebody take over babysitting, and then I could just get open and just get it out of the system, and then I could relax.
Yeah, but I think I remember you because you know riding pretty in New York because I used to live in New York with April, with Melissa,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
and with
about.
Hollywood, Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember you from New York.
Yeah.
I have another question. So this is for Yai. How did it feel when you were I mean, there was a time where you were pretty much like the only girl doing stunts, riding fast, riding quads. Like, did you feel any type of way, or were you just like, yeah, this is me?
Well, I actually felt like I needed the girls to come out and rap. I'm like, I wish I could teach some girls how to rap so I can have my little crew. And then after a couple of years, like the girls, you know, like I made way for the girls to come in and like express themselves and ride. But you know, I had like a lot of fans that actually were like, if it wasn't for you, I would have never been riding. Like, you inspire me, and it's just like I love doing that because it's like, you know, like these girls, they could do it. They just need to, you know, have that courage to take that extra step, get out of your comfort zone, take that extra step and make it happen. You know, so I have like a lot of fans, especially on Instagram. They're like, oh my God, I love you so much. Like, you're my inspiration. And that makes me feel really good because it's like the girl that I seen riding, I've never, ever, ever met. I've never met her. And I only seen her twice. And I'm like, I wish that I could actually meet her in person one day so I could thank her because she inspired me. And then my sister's like, you sure she's not make-believe? I'm like, she's not make-believe because I seen her twice, you know, but like when they come up to me and they tell me, wow, like, you know, you inspire me and I have this and I have that, like, I always listen, I always take pictures with them, and it's just like, I love to do that now when they see me in the street. It's like, oh, when we're riding. So I always take out like that one day out of the month and we get together and we ride and, you know, we actually sit down and have, you know, something to eat and everybody like talks about everything and just like we're doing now. And it's nice. It's just like, I love to inspire women, you know, they want to ride.
And also for you guys, do you guys have a story to where somebody came up to you and was like, I'm writing because you have influenced me, or I saw you and I kind of wanted to do it too. You gave me like the strength to like go out there and do it.
Yeah, in New York, I also was a motorcycle instructor, and I taught a lot of girls how to ride. And I had like these two students, which were really difficult to teach because they didn't get how the first steps into getting to start the bike and not shutting off and getting the hand of the clutch situation and then with the throttle at the same time. So it was really hard on them. And then I had all the patients in the world. I'm telling, listen, everyone's different. Everyone learns differently at their own pace. Don't think that I'm rushing you. I'm just push you so you can actually learn. So don't think that, et cetera, et cetera. Long story short, they ended up passing the road test because I don't know about here in Miami, but in New York, it's a little complicated to pass the road test. And they passed the road test. And they're like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, they even wanted to tip me. I'm like, no, don't worry. And he's like, thank you, but like, because of you, I'm gonna ride. I'm not gonna be scared of riding in the street. And I told them, like, one thing is actually learning, and one thing is going by, like, buying a bike and going on the street. So I followed up with them, and then I'll tell them when are you gonna ride, and I will get with them, and I just ride all around Queens or Astoria Park. And it was just like they were like, oh, they were so happy, and then they wanted to go 50 and then 60, and then they just wanted to go higher because they first wanted bigger sports bike, and I'm like, try to go with a 250, and then if you feel comfortable, just go higher, because I know at 250 you get tired of it quick. And I told them, I'm like, it's good to start off with a 600. A lot of people don't agree, but I think a 600 is perfect to as your first bike, because 250, I feel like some people like just get over it really quick because they like to go faster, and other people love the 250s because it's not too fast and not too slow, and it gets you where you want to go, and you get to enjoy the ride. So yeah, it's just
You outgrow it.
yeah, I do miss that from New York, that I was a motorcycle instructor. Like, it was
Go,
really
go sit down, please. Go sit down. Go. Sorry.
no, it's fine.
For me, I like not often, but I've had a few girls like, you know, message me like just yesterday, like when I posted like my little rant video. I had a girl reach out to me and she was like, hey, like, I don't want to sound like a weird groupie, but like, you or your husband take me backpack. Like, I just need to know if I want to ride, and the only way I'll know is if someone backpacks me. And I was like, well, I'm about to give birth, homie. So I guess if you want to, like, I don't know, I'll let Junior, you know, take her for a ride. So she's like coming over to my house on like Sunday or something to come and like ride on the back of the bike to see if she wants to like get her motorcycle endorsement.
She's not gonna learn like that, being on the back.
Yeah, but she's into cars and drifting. So she's like ridden, like she knows like how to do stick shift. She like knows the concept of the gears on a bike. And she doesn't know anybody with a bike. So she wants to just like feel it, you know, and if she like, you know what I mean? I don't think she's ever been on a bike. So
I've never been on my bike either. I mean, I never backpacked. I never did anything. I mean, I wouldn't. You have to. It's like Daddy said. I think it's a complete different feeling.
Experience.
When you go backpacking, she might not even like, you know, backpacking.
Exactly. I mean, I told her just what I recommend for people like that is to do your endorsement. Like, I waited 6 months of riding to do my endorsement, and when I did the class, I realized how dumb I was, because they actually say really like useful things, you know, and you get to ride on another motorcycle, learn like the concepts of things. I think that if you want to learn how to ride, you should first thing get your endorsement. Like, for sure. Not even to be legal, like really just for yourself, like just for your own knowledge.
Yeah, you actually learn a lot, believe it or not, because I waited like a long time before I got my endorsement. And you definitely learn more. You know, you'd be surprised. It doesn't matter how long you've been riding, you learn something new every day about riding, and especially if you're going to take it.
I've never been on a bike before, and I remember I always wanted a Gixxer because my brother had a Gixxer. And I was like, I'm going to get a Gixxer. That's the bike that I like. You know, he had an 06. And I was like, I love this bike. I'm going to get one. So I bought the bike online. They shipped it to me to my job. My brother came to my job. He picked it up. And then he's like, before you get on this bike, you're going to go take the class. So he didn't let me get on the bike. He made me take the class. I remember it was in December. It was like $300. So I was like, I just bought a bike. I don't have money for this class. So I waited till I got paid, like 2 weeks later. I took the class, and it is true. They teach you so many things, you know, like the plan A, plan B, plan C, scan ahead, the 3, 5 second, all those rules, and then you ride in a small bike, and then you know you learn in a 250. But it was funny because as soon as I got home, that same day I passed the test. I tell my brother, okay, I'm ready to get on my bike, and then I get on my bike and I almost crashed it. Like I almost crashed into a tree that same day.
Oh wow!
And then I was like, I don't want to ride this shit. I don't want to ride bikes. What the hell was I thinking? I mean, no bike life, no nothing. I was like, I give up. And then my boyfriend came over, you know, with patience. We had the bike on just so that I can get used to it, and then we had it in neutral. So he had me go the block tiptoeing, because I still tiptoe and go.
Tiptoe squad.
Well, did you actually reach the floor with your feet? Like, could you put your feet completely down on the ground?
No.
Well, that's very important because once you have stability, then you can actually control it a lot better than tippy-toeing. Because when you tippy-toe is like,
yeah,
it's like you're not sure, I mean, when you actually could, put both feet down on the ground, then you're like, okay, I got this. But that's really important when you first start to ride, because it builds your confidence.
Yeah, that's very important. My bike was at regular height, and then even after they lowered it, but my issue is in the lower compartment, the bottom half of the body. Like my butt is super huge. My thighs are like this big. But, I guess that takes a lot of space. So it's so but now it's like I'm able, I guess, as you're riding, you find the comfort in your bike. So now I'm able to completely like touch one side. I mean, not both sides, but one is like completely flat and the other one is kind of like, halfway there. But, hopefully soon I'll be able to flap both of them. But yeah, it was funny.
I got a question. What was your guys, like, what was the first bike you got on to learn how to ride?
My new Gixxer.
I got on an FRI stunt bike with a stunt sprocket. And the first 2 times I ever went to second gear, I like popped a little wheelie, and I just remember like the gravity, like I remember the gravity in my shoulders, and I was like, Jesus.
That
was so crazy, yeah. Like, but that's like, that was it. I learned to ride in Tallahassee, so that was like the best I could find,
That's cool. That's cool. Maria, what about you?
It was actually the endorsement bikes, like the 250s and stuff like that. I had already bought my 300, and I never rode it because I couldn't reach the floor or anything like that. And then I did the endorsement, and that was the first bike I rode.
How tall are you?
I still had to wait until to get it lowered. 4'11".
Yeah,
I can't
you're pretty short, man.
Shorty.
Yeah, I rode a Harley. I think it was a Harley Shadow. I think it was a 250 also. It was so comfortable, and I'm like, it was like this, and I'm like, I don't think this is the bike for me. And then as I start riding it, it was so maneuverable, and I was like, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, when you feel comfortable, like it just builds your confidence. Like that's how I felt with the 250. It was a small bike, but in my eyes, since that was my baby, it was like the biggest bike ever. And I'm like trying to keep up with that. Like, you're gonna blow your engine. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna keep up.
Like what happened?
I remember when I was trying. Yeah, I remember when I was looking for bikes. I wanted a Kawasaki so bad. I just wanted a Kawasaki, and I was sold on the Kawasaki and just wanted a Kawasaki. And then as soon as I set on a Yamaha, I was like, oh my God. And I got a Yamaha. And that was my first bike, and I was 6.
That's cool.
Well, that's how you know. When you feel comfortable with it, like when you fall in love with it, then that's when you know that's the bike that you really want.
Yeah.
My first Harley, it was just like, I felt like a big bear. It was just like, I was like, oh hell no, I need like the challenge. So I got a bigger one. I got the 1560, which is like one of my biggest bikes. It's called a rocker. So I'm like this, like, yeah. And like when I see the other Harleys, I be like, and they be like, whoa. And when they see the high heels, they're like, they don't understand.
That's cool. I never really, like, my first time actually getting on a bike to learn how to ride. I had a cousin that had a Gixxer 750, and then I was like, you know what? I was like, I think 18 at the time. I was like, nope, I can't do it. Then I stopped for a little while, and then I knew people in the military that used to ride. I used to go on their bike, backpack on their bike. But when I met my man, I learned on his 1000, and his brother, my brother-in-law, had a 600 Honda. But I mainly rode the 1000 the majority of the time, and it was just much heavier, you know. Like I'm like a $125 holding this thing, and I'm like, you know, it's not that bad. But I loved it. I loved it, and I just always stick with the Gixxer, and that's when I got my Gixxer. So
Nice.
very much lighter than the 1000, that's for sure.
Yeah, especially that 1000. That's like a tank. Your man's bike is huge, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty awesome though. Pretty
For
cool.
sure. So, anybody else have a question? I have a question, I guess.
Yeah.
So what has been like, if you could like, I don't know, if you could like have any type of ride, like a theme ride, what theme would you do? And let's just say like everybody would comply. Like there's not any like negative like attitudes. Like everybody had a bunch of money and you could have your own ride out. Like what would the theme be of your ride out?
Well, actually, I did a ride out that when it was televised. We had over like maybe like 3,000 bikes out here in Miami for the MLK. They were talking about it like, oh, we should go out there, we should do this, we should do that. I was like, you know what? You guys been talking about the shit. Let's not even talk about it. Let's be about it. So boom, I called a couple of people. We got a couple of tractor trailers. We filled up all, you know, we put all the bikes on and we made it happen. Then when we got to my house, I had over 250 bikes in my backyard, my front, everywhere in my house. It was like, everywhere you went, it was like you couldn't even walk. It was so many bikes. So it looked like the pound. And so for the first ride out, it was just so crazy because it was, you know, like people from all over, you know, they come from the projects, they come, you know, like it's so many people and like they trashed my house so bad. Like you had like Philly blunts thrown in cans and liquor, and like you had like footprints on my walls and my,
what the hell?
it was like the first time that I did that, I was like, not ever again, not ever again. And like one of the guys, he was a white guy. He's like, Queen, thank you for keeping my bike in your house. Here's $100. And I was like, oh, thank you. But that was like the only person, and I didn't even take his name down. I didn't even know who he was. It was just so many people that actually like came to my house to get their bikes. And when we rode out, like all my neighbors were mad, you know, but then we've actually done it like 3 years in a row, but I will never bring that noise to my house ever again. Mm-hmm. But then on social media, they were like, oh, a girl made it happen. A girl just, you know, like, it wasn't that I made it happen. It was just like I spoke and people listened. And it's just like I took the incentive to like actually make it happen. So it's like that ride out, I didn't think it was going to be so many people. Like I had 250 bikes in my house, plus all the other bikes that came from all over, like Connecticut, like they came from all over the states. Like every state just got together. And when we rode out, it was just like I could not believe it. It was just so many of us. It was epic, definitely.
That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to do a fairy unicorn ride where like all the girls are like unicorns and princesses. So that's where I was. Like I would literally love
That's
to
like,
I'd be so down to do that too.
yeah, like I would love it. Like if in Halloween we were all just like princesses or something. Dude,
Shit,
like,
I will have like a freaking, I don't know. Like, I would do like a, I don't know, like a Nintendo theme shit. Freaking everyone on Nintendo world there.
oh yeah, Nintendo. Yeah, shit.
I don't know. I would try to do something with rhinestones. I love sparkly stuff. So anything sparkly, like maybe a corset, sparkles, sparkle hat, anything sparkly.
well, I would do like my favorite hero, like superhero. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm actually part of 2 comic books, and like one of my bikes actually opened up for Comic-Con in 2013. And That's the one with the big tire in the back, the 360 tire. And when I actually pulled in, I felt like Whitney Houston from The Bodyguard, like all these flashes, like, I'm just like, so in some of the pictures I came out like cross-eyed, I'm like, what the hell? Because I didn't expect so many flashes, so many people, like, and like, when I just pulled in, everybody was just like taking pictures of me. So now I actually, like, I'm doing another comic book, which is Burning Spears, and it's five alpha women. Like, we're all from different parts of the world. Like, one is from Alaska, one is from Hawaii, one is from Jamaica, the other one is from Japan, and I'm from New York. So, like, and we all ride like hard bodies. So the comic book is based on our lives, on our true, you know, our real lives, but with a little twist of like fantasy, but it's underground bike life. And it's actually out in Barnes and Nobles and Amazon and all that. So, you know, like, I'm trying to document my life in a comic book. And, you know, like, I've worked so hard all these years, and everything that I put my mind to, like, I get to accomplish, you know. But it's with the help of all these girls that actually, like, when I see them come together, it's just like, that gives me power. Like, oh my God, like, I just love that, you know.
That's what it's all about. You know?
So I would like, if we could do like one ride where everybody riding with their favorite, you know, superhero, that would be nice too.
That would be awesome.
You know,
I mean, we could probably even create our own. You know?
Yeah.
Well, we can do Halloween in July.
We're gonna have a big ride on Halloween. And not on Halloween, like the weekend of Halloween. I'm planning with Stunt Society a huge costume ride.
Nice.
So it's gonna be popping.
I'm gonna. As long as it's a weekend, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, it's honest. I don't know the details, but I think it's gonna be Sunday.
Yeah, because I finally have weekends off for the first time ever, so I could finally enjoy a ride out, which normally happens on weekends.
December 2nd is the next All Girls Ride.
December what?
December 2nd.
Oh, okay.
That Sunday?
What?
That Sunday?
I don't know.
Sunday.
It's gonna be popping.
Oh my God, I forgot about my meeting.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
All right. I be all over the place.
Well, I finally have no excuse like to not show up because now I dropped off my bike to get the chain and everything fixed because I didn't have the stupid drill to take out the sprocket and all that crap. So finally I'm gonna be able to ride because I wasn't gonna ride on a rusty ass chain. I don't know. I guess I didn't lube it correct. I didn't lube it correctly, or I don't know what happened with this Miami rain, and it fucked it up.
I know it's been raining out of control lately.
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know because I cleaned it, I lubed it, I did everything right, and then 4 days later, rust all over. I tried to clean it, nothing, nothing worked. And I was like, well, there goes almost $200.
Yeah, after every long ride, I come and I prop it up and I spray the chain. Just because.
Yeah. I don't even do that. I don't even do that.
Yeah, every time it rains, you're supposed to do that. I'm
gonna start doing that because I mean, oh no, I did get a new chain when I left. Yeah, the guys put a new chain on it, but I don't do that. I'm gonna start.
Yeah, I'm terrified of. Because I once saw a video of a guy riding, and then the chain just like broke and slapped him in the back, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And he took off his shirt, and you just saw like a blood trail. I was like, "Oh God, no!"
Oh wow!
So I just spray it.
Damn. He really didn't do anything to the chain. Holy crap!
Mhm.
For it to pop like that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of my fears though. Like my chain popping. Is like,
That's why I was like, nope, no rust, fuck that. Click buy new.
I
chain.
rode with a horrible chain before, but like I really like am paranoid. I'm genuinely on the bike. Like I know this isn't bad. I shouldn't be doing it.
Oh yeah, when I was on my way to the shop, I'm like, it wasn't that far, but I was like, okay, don't do that to me now. Don't you dare do that. We're almost there. Because I don't know how that works. It's never happened to me, but that still is in your head all the time.
Yeah.
Like I was actually following like cars behind and stopping and not going in between them and shit.
Why
I was
like
being terrorized in a motorcycle. Yeah, it's the only time.
So, oh yeah, I have a question. So, I like lately have been so upset just because like so many people have been going down and it's honestly like I'm not saying it's the driver's fault. I'm not saying it's bikers' fault. I'm not like gonna put the blame on anybody because every situation is different.
Mhm.
But like, what's with like the road rage? Like I'm so like bummed out about it. Like people in cars are in such a rush. Like I literally once again like today I was just watching a Ducati like come up whatever and like the cars in front of me like got really close together so it made it difficult for him to pass like but you could tell he wasn't trying to pass to speed away or like to be like crazy. He was just like trying to avoid like I feel like we try to avoid cars by just like keep you know what I mean by lane splitting or like going by them like I just it's really like it's so sad because it's a change that like that'll never change, you know.
Mhm.
And I don't know.
Have any of you guys ever been in a situation where you got like not you get road rage, but the other people get road rage when you both get in like an argument or a fight and somebody gets out the car, you get off the bike. Have you had any altercations like that? Any of you guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's the best. I'm sorry, but when somebody tries to just get on my bad side, it's just game on. That's it. Let's go.
Yeah, I agree.
But like it's not like I'm gonna look for it. But when I'm on my bike, like when I was on my R6, I remember a taxi got really close to my bike and slightly tapped it on my back tire. And I looked at him and I told him like what's up? And I'm like, what happened? Like why do you have to get so close to me? And then he rolled his window down and then he's like, you shouldn't be right there in front of me. And I was like, what? Oh.
Wow.
That's it. He get a big from me. Like,
And then I put my kids on and I'm like, you're gonna do this?
I don't know.
I'm like, you're gonna do it? And he opened it and he opened his door. He opened his door and I'm like, oh, fuck you. I'm like, I'm not scared of you. I'm like, only because you're a fucking man and I'm a girl. I don't give a fuck. Let's go.
mhm,
And
mhm.
that was like for me. That was like I was ready to take off my helmet and just with my helmet just go bam.
That's
if
crazy.
I had to, but it didn't come to that because like a guy came in his car like around the taxi and then he's just like, bro, she's a woman, like relax, what the fuck. And then he just got back inside the fucking taxi and that's it. And then it didn't escalate to like fighting or anything. But for me that was like the most encounter like I was gonna fight someone. Like it was bad because he had the audacity in saying he's like, oh, you don't have to be in front of me. I'm like, really? You just tapped my bike with your car.
I know, right? That's crazy. Are you guys strapped when you ride? Like you guys wear a gun when you ride?
No, I want to. I have my permit. I did it with my boyfriend. I did the permit with my boyfriend, but I haven't got the license or bought the gun. I want to though.
Yeah, it definitely is a good idea to be strapped when you're riding.
Well,
Yeah,
this
because
is
sometimes when we do the girls ride and we all split up to go home, and sometimes we end up alone riding, it's safer.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
Yeah.
one of my incidents, I was riding with April, and
Oh,
I was riding with April, and like she was gonna go home, and I was gonna go home, but we stopped at this light, and some guy came, and he just like took his hand and like put it on my back, and felt like, and it just dropped to my butt. I
oh
put
my
the
God.
kickstand on so fast, and I was just like, by the time like I just like gave him a 2-piece, boom, bang, like she was, and then like I'm like squaring up with high heels, and I'm just like, so when I was gonna kick his, like I was gonna get ready to kickbox him with the high heels on, like he just ran. But Abel was like, yo, what the hell? You were like a fucking ninja. But it was just like, I could not believe the disrespect that he just truly came to touch me. Like, who the hell do you think you are? But when I got out and I punched him in his face twice, I was like, boom, boom. Like, he fell back. Like, and he's lucky because if I would have caught him with my kick, ooh, and I had them high heels.
Those stilettos are not.
Yeah.
Oh man. April just cracks me up. She's fun to ride with. She's really fun.
Yeah.
She's so funny. I just picture her laughing about all the crap.
No, she just stood like this. She's like, yo, bitch, you got off that bike so fast, and just punched him in his face like twice. And then like when he went back, that I went back to kick him, he left. And I was like, too bad I didn't have to kick him, because if I would have had him on the floor, oh my God, it would have been a party. And it was just like, I could not believe it. I was like in disbelief. And she just started to laugh like, yo, like, so we had, that was the little joke for last summer, you know, like that was the little joke.
Yeah, they probably weren't.
Yeah, they're like, ding, ding, ding,
What
ding.
do you guys do when like drivers everywhere? I bet they just honk at you and they're like, "Hey, mommy, hola, hey, que hola," and they start saying a bunch of shit when you're in the bike, or they go like, "Shh." They start or they get really close to your bike to say some shit to you. Like, what do you say? I
For my
flick them off.
yeah,
I flick them off. I'm like, fuck off, dude. Like, stop bothering me.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
I have a dark visor. I just like when people like talk to me, I just like I'm like, yeah, I don't even look at them. I don't even.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
like,
I don't think like you should entertain them for the simple fact that they could have a gun, they could be upset at somebody and want to take it out on you, and like I just don't entertain it.
yeah,
I don't flick them with like the middle finger, but like flick them like I guess that wasn't the right word, but like I just go like that, or like that, or I just go like I can't hear you, but I don't even have headphones, you know. I'm like I can't hear you, and then they just stop talking or stop saying shit. Just
And if I know they got some space, I take out a big greenie and just go get real close to them and right and be out. Like that's it. But I'm pretty like I have to know that I'm gonna get away, you know.
There has to be a path.
Yeah, I've done it a couple of times. They be in disbelief, like, oh, like, oh my God. Yeah, but I don't really like to like go back and forth. Like I was riding with Lala. You guys are probably familiar with Lala. And she entertains it, and it's just like, listen, dude, like we don't got time for this. So she was gonna kick a car one day. How you gonna ride and kick a car? You're gonna go down. So I was like, so my boys, they seen what happened. They went in front of the car. They stopped the car. They gave the car a flat. I'm like, oh my God. Like it was just so crazy, you know. Like, but like all that could have been avoided, you know, but she wanted to speed and she got real close to Lala, and Lala wanted to beat for it with the lady, and it was just like, just let it go, you know. She just wants to get by, let her by, you know. It was about us too.
Yeah, sometimes it's just not good.
yeah, that's kind of how I am sometimes. I'm like sometimes like if you catch me at the wrong time, maybe I'll like mess with you back, but sometimes I'm usually just like, yo, get away from me. Like if you want to go so bad, like go. I really don't like to.
But
the confrontation that I can avoid, I usually avoid.
Oh yeah, I've been in like group, not group rides, but like small, like 5, 7, group, 7, yes, 5, 7 riders, and sometimes they would just want to dip, and I'm like, Go. I'll catch up later.
Yeah,
Because
sometimes like
some days I do like speeding, but at certain times. Like when it comes to Miami, 2 o'clock in the morning, I do go fast. Oh, and but when it's like 12, 2 o'clock, 4, I would never do that. I can, like, you never know. Some people go from the left lane all the way to the exit, and I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah, I'm constantly I'm so like ready for that to happen all the time. Like yo, when I'm ready for like a meteor to come out, and I'm gonna have to like ramp over the meteor and land and still dodge all the cars. Like honestly, so I'm like yo. That's why sometimes I feel safer on my bike because I feel like on my bike I can see everything and I can to a point where like I don't know, like sometimes in my car I feel like so like I can't even deal with like I can't see everything that I want to see and I can't avoid everything I want to avoid. Where on my bike I literally like if I don't like where I'm at, I can completely change where I am, you know?
Mhm.
By slowing down or speeding up, I can get out of that situation. Like in a car it takes longer.
Yeah, it does. I go to work and I work in Brickell and I live up in Broward. And it takes 45 minutes for me to get to work in a car. When I'm on a bike, it takes about 20 minutes. Coming home, it's like 30 minutes. Coming
Oh,
home,
I
it's
can't
an hour and
wait.
45 minutes.
I can't wait to get my bike back because traffic is a bitch at 5 o'clock when I get out of work, and I just can't wait to just get my bike and go to work and just. Bloop, 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 bloop.
I know it's so good when you could just skip all the cars. You could just white line all the way to where you gotta go, and you just save all the time. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Girls, it's been fun. I'm sorry, but I gotta go.
Yeah, we're gonna be ending it soon. So
Yeah, I have to go right now because I have to help my brother with something.
Alrighty.
Nice
It was
talking
nice
to you.
chatting with you ladies. I can't wait to ride with everybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be gone for a month. I'll be back next month in Miami. So,
awesome.
you know,
Sure. Who should I?
We'll link up for sure.
Yeah.
Some fun.
Okay, girls.
Bye.
Not. I hate when they say girls. Bye, ladies.
Good night. God bless.
Bye.
Yeah, so we can start wrapping it up if you guys have any more questions or anything you wanted to say.
Or anybody that wants to ask questions, and we'll just answer them on the next.
Well, I mean, yeah, like it's only us. Like I all the questions that I heard to ask I've asked. So
Okay.
I think this was really cool, and I think we should do this again for sure.
Yeah.
cool. Thanks to Gigi. It happened. If it weren't for her.
Thanks to Yayi.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming out and being part of it. Hopefully, we'll see you. Stupid dog. You at the girls' ride or
It's the last.
the freaking Halloween ride we do. So, yes.
Alrighty.
Halloween ride. Okay, guys. See you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. God bless. Have a good night.
Bye.